everybody, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Live on the NFHS Network. I'm Rob Reep, alongside the newest member of our Lumberjack Live cast and crew, Mr. Joel Gray. Thank you for joining us, Joel. We've got a good baseball game coming up in just a second. The Lakeside Beavers here in Warren today to take on our Warren Lumberjacks. But Joel, good to have you alongside me, and why don't you just tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Well, it's great to be here. Beautiful day for baseball. Love being in a baseball park. This is actually my first ever high school baseball game to attend. So in the spirit of truth in advertising, you won't get a lot of critical analysis, but I'm here to watch and enjoy and tell you what I see. And I really appreciate you having me here. And you know, I've called a few games, football games in Bearden, and done a little of that. Football is what I know the most, so you've got me here. If they hit a touchdown or a tip foul out of bounds, I'll try to keep those references to a minimum for you.
Well, Joel, I will go ahead and tell you this Lumberjack Baseball Club coming off a big win yesterday versus the Drew Central Pirates, 22-0, I believe the final score. We were covering softball yesterday, my father and I, so the Lady Jacks fell just short yesterday, 12-10, tough loss for them. But if we take a look at this game, these two teams matching up, the Lakeside Beavers struggling at the moment, 1-7 on the season. The Lumberjacks 4-7, so both teams looking for a good win today. If you look on paper, this one looks to be in the Lumberjacks' favor. Luke Gorman going to be starting on the mound today for the Orange and Black, and we'll see. Hopefully, he can have some nice control today and just get it in the strike zone and go after Lake Village.
And a big win yesterday. The score, what did you say the score was of the baseball?
22-0.
22-0. And you're sure we're not calling football?
I'm sure. I think we're about ready for the first pitch, so we'll send it down to the field. All right, here we are. First pitch just about to get underway. Live from Warren, Arkansas. Again, you're watching Lumberjack Baseball on the NFHS Network. Shondarius Williams at the plate for the Lakeside Beavers. Swings at that one, 0-1 count.
First pitch right over the plate, strike, and that's got to be confidence for the pitcher. You love to get a strike on the first pitch of the game.
And it can typically be a good sign of things to come down the road. Another swing and a miss, 0-2 count, as Gorman's got a little jump on that ball.
You know, it's got to feel great. You're a pitcher, a young guy on the mound, and you're already ahead to start the game off, and you can see a confidence. This is where you get a string of strikeouts going. You get this one past here.
Got a little chipper down to third base. Fielded to first and dropped. He is safe.
Oh, muffed at first plate. That's a bad break right there.
Pope's throw just a little low down there, and tough to be picked out.
All the way across the field, too, across his body. That's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Nathan Hurston, I believe, over there at first today. Throw over, close, but didn't get him. So a runner on. I'll get your scoreboard on here in just a moment.
Some of these guys lead off of that base so far, you wonder how they can possibly get back, but they'll beat that throw almost every time.
Williams takes a nice lead. Throw in, just behind the catcher. And that's Smith. Now Gorman steps back, again from the stretch. Williams takes his lead over at first. Throw over, may have him, and he does. Picked him off.
Not every time. They don't get back every time.
Just caught him leaning a little bit, and that was a tough reaction time from Shondarius Williams. Nice move by Gorman. Now he's able to go back to the windup. Here's the pitch. Right over to Hurston. He's got the out, so 2 down here in the top of the first.
Great action now. The first baseman has already been involved in 2 outs. You know, he's feeling good. And it looks like a good start for the Lumberjacks.
Hitting in this number 3 slot is the first baseman, Nicky Hawkins, for the Beavers of Lakeside. Gorman from the windup. Again, good control here early from Gorman. not a ton of wind out there at the moment, so if it's blowing, maybe blowing a little bit out of the southwest.
Beautiful day, just a beautiful day.
That looks like an off-speed pitch, probably a curveball and shallow right. And the out is recorded.
Nice job.
We are going to the bottom of the first. Jacks making easy work of that top of the inning. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. This program brought to you in part by Joey Cathy, State Farm Agent. Visit joeycathy.com or drop by 410A South Martin in Warren, Arkansas. Here to help life go right. Joey Cathy, State Farm. Also brought to you in part by Warren Bank and Trust. As the Jacks take to the field this spring, Warren Bank and Trust is proud to support them by sponsoring the Lumberjack Live. Warren Bank and Trust to the 3-in-1, member FDIC. It's also brought to you in part by the Coats of Many Colors Pet Grooming Salon. Call 870-820-PUPS to get a hold of certified pet groomer Jesse Reep. Again, Coats of Many Colors Grooming Salon. Eric Brown going to be on the mound today for the Lakeside Beavers.
Rob, you mentioned the wind and said something about the weather. You just look, the whole day has been beautiful, and these are the kinds of days that you want to schedule a baseball game even if you weren't supposed to play. Just a wonderful, wonderful atmosphere for a game. Beautiful facility here in Warren. I am so impressed with the look of this baseball park. I mean, this is a high school baseball park, and I mean, you would expect to walk out here and see, any minor league team be proud to take this field, and it's beautiful. Really impressed with this.
It's always been a nice place to play. It was always tough on us catchers. It was when it was built initially. When I was coming up, it was still relatively new. It had a few years on it already, but there wasn't a ton of other fields around the conference that had backstops quite as deep as this one. So that was, you're guaranteed. If you got a runner on third, your ball gets by, you're pretty much guaranteed that run. That can make a difference in a ball game.
And looking at the outfield, we were discussing this before we went on the air. That such a deep outfield. I mean, this is like Dickey Stevens Park deepness here. It'd be hard to hit home runs, I would think. How many home runs do you think you've seen hit here? A lot of homers?
I've seen a few. I don't have an exact count, but I've seen some pretty good hitters here before. Matt Pace was a pretty good one. Comes to mind. I've seen him hit a few out of here. Of course, I think I mentioned it for our last game against McGee. A young man named Johnny Polite hit a few out of here for the McGee Owls. And there's been a few pretty good hitters come through the what used to be the 8-3A and now the 8-4A. I think we're just about set as your pitcher, Luke Gorman, going to be hitting that leadoff spot. On deck is Cade Reep. He'll be playing second today.
See if Gorman's hand will be as hot in the batter's box as it was on the mound.
Here's the pitch from Brown. That's upstairs, 1-0. Pitch to Gorman. That's low. It'll be 2-0. Lakeside's got an interesting connection at the moment to Warren High School. Of course, Chris Norton is the head football coach at Lakeside, also helping coach, actually the head coach here, I think, for their baseball club at Lakeside. Former Warren Lumberjack out of my class, the class of 2006. As we have a 3-0 count here, and Chris moving on to, I believe, Rosebud High School next year. He's had a very successful period of career at Lakeside, and moving on and doing some great things. That pitch just inside, so Gorman takes the walk.
Gorman stays ahead on the count no matter where he's playing. Now on first base. And a Reep coming to the plate. How many Reeps are involved here at Warren? I see them all over the field, all in the press box.
Well, I can assure you most of them that are out there now have more athletic ability than the ones that came prior.
I don't know. I've heard stories, Rob.
Here's the pitch from Brown. Gorman's going. It's low, and he's got it easily. Slid in just to be safe, but he takes second.
Nice job. I remember in my illustrious Little League career stealing a base one time, and the second baseman walked the 15 feet to tag me out before I got to the base.
Brown from the stretch. That's pulled foul. Turned on that one pretty good. This program brought to you in part by the Arkansas Superior Federal Credit Union. As a financial cooperative, Arkansas Superior Federal Credit Union's profits are returned to our members in the form of higher dividends on savings, lower rates on loans, lower fees, and many other money-saving services.
Huge lead for Gorman.
Pitch outside.
I think even Gorman thought he might be too far. He started to go back to the base before anybody looked. I wouldn't be surprised for him to go.
That pitch called a strike on the outside corner. 2-2 count. So Reep's got to tighten up here and expand his zone. Grounder to the shortstop, over to first, and the out's recorded. So one down here in the bottom of the first. A runner on second in scoring position.
Little grounder to the shortstop. I'm constantly amazed at how these guys make it look easy throwing across their body to first base and actually being on target. I could always throw it, but nowhere near where it was supposed to be. And Gorman goes.
Behind the catcher, gets by him, and Gorman will take third.
I played a little right field, Rob, and the relay, we didn't have enough men on the team to relay it to home plate when I would throw it in. 9 men weren't enough.
At the plate, Hayden Lassiter. That pitch outside. 2-0 count. Coach Milam down there on that third base line, directing Gorman. Here's the pitch from Brown. That's outside. 3-0 count. It's Lassiter. On deck, number 10 for the Lumberjacks, Traylon Burks, playing in center field today, as usual. That pitch is low, so Lassiter will take first, and runners at the corners now for the orange and black.
Cleanup man coming to the batter's box. Nice to have a deep hit. How about one of the homers we were talking about? How nice would that be?
Take a good gapper right about now too.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Here's the pitch to Burks. That's inside.
Lassiter goes.
At this point, Joel, I believe these Lumberjack hitters, the name of the game is patience. Just make them throw some strikes.
Now a man on second and third. Lassiter steals the base.
Still one down here in the bottom of the first. Runners at second and third. That pitch outside. Again, Eric Brown on the mound for Lakeside. This is not Lakeside of Hot Springs. This is Lake Village, Arkansas, folks. Don't get them confused. Oh, and rifled foul.
Wow.
Gorman just got out of the way of that one. Lucky he didn't have a couple more pounds on him.
Gorman, that was a close shave. He's about to come down the third base line, and the ball is coming toward him. Just dodged it.
That third base position, that's why they call it the hot corner. Two-one count to Burks. That's outside. 3-1.
Way ahead on the count, likely to load the bases.
Patience again, the key here for Burks. Steps back into the box. On deck is Gage Reep. Catches the corner, full up. If you're joining us today, if you're watching on your mobile device or your Apple TV, we want to welcome you. Thank you for watching on those NFHS network apps, of course, but we appreciate you. Even if you're watching on a computer today, thank you for joining us. We are happy to get viewers and appreciate you supporting Lumberjack Live. As Burks will go down to first, we've got the bases now loaded. Gage Reep will step up to the plate in that fifth slot with ducks on the pond.
Love to bat with bases loaded. Just don't want to pop it up.
Pope on deck, the third baseman for the Lumberjacks. That's called strike on the outside part of the plate. Get a little bit more aggressive after that.
Looks to me like there's not a lot of speed on the pitches, and I think they're going to adjust to that before long.
Got to dial it in. That one's low. I'm with you. Sometimes that can be for the first inning or two, that can be tough to dial in on. But if you ever pick up on that speed and see the ball, you can do some great things. That's outside. Nice stab there by the catcher, Avery Terry of Lakeside. Didn't do it the right way, but he got it.
2-1 count.
2-1 count with one down in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded for the Lumberjacks. And that one's going to get by, right. So at least 1-2 runs going to score here as Gorman comes in.
Missed by the outfielder.
Lassiter comes in. Burks is going to score easily. This is going to be a triple, no doubt about it. And 3 runs come in for the Lumberjacks. Good start and a nice piece of hitting by Gage Reep.
Ball split the shortstop and the second baseman, and then the center fielder let it get past his glove and allowed all these runs to come in. And nice. Runs batted in, a triple. That's got to feel good for Reep.
Now Pope comes up to the plate.
How hard is it to stop running when you're...
Nathan Hurston on deck for the Lumberjacks. That pitch inside to Pope.
I want to coach him from up here. Just keep running. What can happen?
A little bit of closing speed out there in the outfield. They were able to wrangle that one in after it got by, but that's low and inside. 2-0 count. Cholo wasn't able to come over and see the baseball game yesterday since we were covering softball, but with a 22-0 lead, apparently offense was working. That one's going opposite field. It'll drop. So there we go, as Reep will come in. Another run scored and an RBI for Pope.
Just over the head of the second baseman and hit the field before the right fielder could get to it. Texas leaguer. Those are so frustrating because both guys are looking at each other, you know. Jump a little higher, man.
This program brought to you in part by Arkla Timber Harvesting, Inc. Arkla Timber Harvesting wishes the Jacks the best of luck in today's game. Arkla Timber Harvesting, a certified Arkansas Pro logger. Go Jacks!
Pope gets back to the base before the throw.
Now we correct your scoreboard. We got a runner on first. Other than that, the bases are clear. Hurston at the plate. Takes a few shuffles over there at first. That's upstairs. He's going to go here in a second. We can kind of feel it.
Yeah, you can think that they're feeling it. You can feel it here in the press box. More confidence with each pitch.
That hits Hurston, so he'll take first. That's the kind you don't mind taking.
Yeah. I just put me in the ambulance and designated runner on first.
When you had my batting average, that's what you want.
I remember being taught to bunt, and I thought it's just not wise to stick your face out over the plate like that. And I wasn't doing it quite correctly. But.
All right, up next for the Lumberjacks comes Brown.
Brown's at ease, just at his leisure coming to the box. I mean, this just looks completely, totally confident.
I believe he's playing to the left today, Joel. got Brown on the mound and Brown at the plate. Pitch outside, 1-0 count. Lumberjacks looking to break this open. Still just one down. You're reading that correctly. Still just one down here in the bottom of the first.
Both runners with nice leads.
That pitch is outside. 2-0 count now. Catcher Smith on deck for Warren. Steps off. Got a chance to pick him. I don't think he got the tag in time. Kind of rushed the throw.
Probably should have thrown it sooner. Running toward the play, but that was close. Brown having a tough inning. He probably just wishes he could get out of the inning.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1 count. From the stretch. Just fouled off.
I love it. The pants, they've already got the dirt on the pants. They've already been sliding. And you know, we're in the first inning, and these guys, they're playing baseball.
Well, that's the important part. I tell you what.
What's so unfair is that you don't really realize how much fun you're having till you get to be our age and wish you could do it again.
That pitch outside. Full count. Eric Brown struggling a little bit on the mound. He's just needing a strike right here, even to get the ball in play, maybe set up a double. Swing and a miss, so he'll get it.
Late swing.
With the strikeout. 2 down. Runners on first and second for the Lumberjacks. Smith to the plate.
Huge lead, and going for him again, didn't throw the ball.
Well, that's one he didn't need to throw there. His second baseman wasn't there yet. Surprised his shortstop really hasn't crept up much. You usually want to have them both. You know who's wanting to cover second, but you want to test them from both sides. And
I'm looking at Smith. That ball was inside. I mean, it was so close, and he didn't even flinch.
I'm surprised their third baseman's not up a little closer to the grass. Here's to the shortstop. He's got it, and he'll get the force out. And that'll be it. We're going to the top of the second. Lumberjacks leading 4-0. Stick with us. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Lumberjack Live on the NFHS Network. I'm Rob Reep alongside Mr. Joel Gray, who's joining me today in the booth. This program brought to you in part by Dr. Kerry Pennington, a proud sponsor of the Warren Lumberjacks. Also brought to you in part by Union Bank and Trust. A proud member of the Warren community, Union Bank is here to serve your needs. Visit our newest location in Warren at 201 North Martin. Union Bank and Trust. This program is also brought to you in part by First State Bank of Warren, offering online banking, electronic statements, and a caring community-based approach. First State Bank is proud to serve the greater Bradley County community with branches in Warren, Hermitage, and Hampton. First State Bank. Gorman going to stay on the mound for the Lumberjacks, obviously, as he had a nice top of the first.
On the mound and in the batter's box. Great job.
Jacks leading 4-0 here early. The only worry today may be from a little bit of fatigue, but yesterday's game fairly short. I believe they finished it up, obviously, with the mercy rule into effect. So that 22-0 win.
22-0 baseball. Wow.
I believe the soccer team is playing today. I forget the exact schedule, but stick with SaleneRiverChronicle.com later. We've got a link to all the scores on our sports page. SaleneRiverChronicle.com. Don't put an S on the end of it, though, folks. A lot of people get confused by that. It's Saline River Chronicle, singular.com. All right, the pitcher, Eric Brown, at the plate for Lakeside. Right down the middle.
Beautiful strike.
0-1 count. Gorman with a little bit of velocity on that one. Curveball drops in. 0-2 count. Low and outside. 1-2 count. Not a bad pitch, though, with an 0-2. Might get somebody to go fishing on that one.
Brown hadn't had the best of innings so far, so it may have been testing him.
And that catches the corner. Strike 3. 1 down in the top of the second. Nice sequence of pitches from Luke Gorman.
He is having a great game so far.
The Lumberjack and Lady Jack soccer playing Star City in Warren today. So if you're wanting to watch some baseball or soccer, you got your choice in Warren this afternoon. Plenty to do in town.